For the past few hours, we've been following a breaking news story on NBC4. The Hilliard police chief is expected to speak momentarily about the death of an officer during a training exercise today.
Olivia Fecto is live from the Hilliard Police Department with the latest. Olivia?
And in the back or in the front, it's up to you. I am.
Again, we are waiting the arrival of the chief. He's ready to speak any moment now, and he's going to be talking about the loss of a police officer, Chief Robert Fisher, who just about an hour ago escorted the body of this police officer to the coroner's office. And as we've been saying, Mike, this is the third police officer to lose his life from Central Ohio just this part of this year.
Yes, we lost the police officer in Danville, Officer Cottrell, and then more recently, Columbus SWAT officer Stephen Smith. Both were killed in the line of duty. And as you mentioned before, colleague, this police officer from Hilliard, he died during a training exercise with the Hilliard Police Department that was conducted out on 270 near 161, about 1:30, between 1:30 and 2 o'clock today.
Yeah, and within a matter of moments, the police officer, his body was being escorted to the coroner's office. We saw dozens of police officers and firefighters come together in a show of support to honor him, lining the streets. Now, this is the scene of the accident earlier today on the northeast side of Columbus on 161. What we know at this point is it was some sort of a training exercise. We believe the chief was part of it as well because he was on hand there, and he also was available to escort the body. We're told he said he felt that he couldn't leave the side of this officer until he went.
Ladies and gentlemen
to
of the press, please let me introduce Chief Robert Fisher.
Thank you. Today's a very difficult day for our HPD family and our community. I'm very saddened to report the death of Officer Sean Johnson, who's been a member of our HPD family for 16 years. At about 1:45 today, 4 of our Hilliard police officers were involved in a training exercise, our traffic unit, when a crash occurred that involved Officer Johnson at Interstate 270 and State Route 161. Officer Johnson died at the scene of the result of the injuries sustained from the crash, and there were no other police officers injured in that incident. The crash is currently under investigation by the Franklin County Sheriff's Office, and obviously this is a situation that no police chief ever wants to deal with and to have to happen to their family. And we certainly need the support of our community, and we need some opportunity for us as an organization and a family to grieve as well. And we'll be able to provide some additional information to you as we have it, and can do that as time permits. So thank you very much for being here today.
A very difficult time for the city of Hilliard. You can see the obvious outpouring of emotion from Police Chief Robert Fisher. Robert Fisher there.
And the chief has, as he said, this was a training exercise involving 4 police officers from the city of Hilliard. Sean Johnson was a 16-year veteran. He had the accident on a motorcycle, and he is going to take a few questions, it looks like, from reporters.
I'm going to pass out a statement, but we'll have his name and information on that.
Well, you can see the look of emotion, Mike, on that police chief's face. We've interviewed him so many times. Hilliard, of course, has a big memorial to fallen officers. They had a ceremony this week, and ironically, this is Police Officers
riding
Week.
their motorcycles as part of the training exercise when the crash occurred. So that's the amount of the information that I can provide. The Franklin County Sheriff's Office is going to be providing additional information as part of their investigation, but I don't have specifics as to what transpired to cause the crash.
Can you tell us exactly what they were doing out there today, Chief? We know that there was a couple different departments, if we heard correctly, working together in conjunction to keep our community even safer. Talk to us about the nature of what they were doing today.
We recently instituted a traffic safety unit to work to the traffic issues in our community, keep our community safer, and part of that was this 2-week training program that Officer Johnson was participating in, and they were out on a training ride today when this occurred.
What was his role within this unit?
He was a motor officer.
He was motor officer. Was he experienced?
An experienced rider, yes.
And he had been with this unit for a number of years?
We just recently created the motor unit.
Okay.
You know him better than anybody. Talk to us a little bit about his accomplishments here. 16 years in a growing community, one that continues to change. Talk to us about all his missions here and how much he meant to the department and the community.
I'm going to say that Chief right now has, he's going to have a tough time doing that right now. So we've been compiling some information. We have some of it here, but the truth is, Sean has a lot of accomplishments in a mountain of different awards and stuff that he has. So what we've decided to do is wait and compile all of those awards all at once for you guys. We couldn't do all that this evening, so we decided to hold off on all of those. So I don't want to lend credit to 1 or 2 of those accomplishments and not.
Yeah, I just took Sean down to the county morgue, and I'm certainly struggling with a family member that I've had to take down there, and we'll have some more opportunity to talk in the next day or so, and I certainly want to do that, to share some things with you, but right now is probably not the best time. So.
I don't know if there's anything else. Anything else?
Yeah, we'll have some more information for you as we can. So thank you very much for being here today.
An extremely difficult time for Hilliard Police Chief Robert Fisher, describing the incident. It was a training exercise. In fact, it was a 2-week-old training mission that they were having when this mishap occurred. And although Officer Johnson was an experienced rider, this motorcycle unit had just recently been established in Hilliard.
And this was a 2-week training exercise involving some other departments. Obviously, we heard he was a 16-year veteran, a decorated officer. Our hearts go out to the Hilliard Police Department tonight. We will continue to follow this story. And just a programming note, that story about the lead in the water that we had for you, it's a long story. It's very detailed. It's got some really important information, and so we're going to hold that for you. We'll have it tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock, so we apologize if you were waiting for that story, but obviously this breaking news story is taking precedence for us today. The 3rd police officer from Central Ohio killed in the line of duty so far this year, and we will continue to follow that story for you.